Do you prefer? Because I've heard a lot of fighters saying either they do prefer or they like it better that now that there's no crowd and they kind of focus more. Do you prefer the crowd or do you prefer now being quiet arenas?
Man, I love the fans. Like I feed off the energy. I feed off the crowd. The one thing I thought that fighting with no crowd, it was going to be more of a neutral playing field because I've been on both ends when I'm fighting in Sacramento and the
Hmm.
crowd is insane and they're all rooting for you. I've also fought people when I'm in their home city and it's complete silence when I'm hitting them, but they hit me with some like little jab and the crowd goes crazy. It does manipulate the judges and persuade them.
Hmm.
So I thought it would be more neutral in that sense. But then you have our corners. They're trying to manipulate the judges and just saying a bunch of weird, funny things that they normally don't say, just to kind of like they're like cheering me on, and his coach is doing the same thing. And then you hear the commentators too, and if they're just completely set on one person, the judges hear that too.
Hmm.
So it's not what I thought. I thought it'd be a super neutral playing field, but it's really not. And so if I had to pick, I'm picking the fans all day because I love the UFC. Like the fan,
Hmm.
I love my fans. Not all UFC fans, because some of them are just they're off the wall. Like they say
Can we just say the Conor
idiotic
McGregor
things.
fans?
Yeah, they say some idiotic things, but like I love my fans, and yeah, they really get me through when the fight when I'm tired and they're cheering it really like I
Hmm.
feed off that energy and I push through it and I try to be even more entertaining because I love the crowd, you know.
Hmm. I'm a little torn because on one hand, if you and Burgos were fighting in front of a sold out 20,000 seat arena, probably in like T-Mobile, they would have been going crazy. But at the same time, I really appreciate there not being any people there, so I can really hear just how extremely powerful your strikes are. Even with your destroyed leg, you were still laying some heavy stuff on him, and it sounded amazing on the TV.
But even there in person, like so much louder. Like even my coaches were saying that like you hit him with some shots and they cringed. Like they said it was just gross. You know how hard I hit him. Like they're cringing, but they want obviously they're happy about it, but they're like, oh, you hit him so hard sometimes, and I wasn't throwing him 100%, and that's
Hmm.
the reason why people are giving him good. He does have a chin. But I couldn't sit on those punches. That's why in the third I switched my stance real quick, and then I could sit on my punches with my in a southpaw stance, and that's why I dropped them with a straight left. Then it worked, so then I threw a left overhand, and I could sit on that punch, and I dropped them with the overhand left. But if I had my leg that on my left leg, and I could sit on that and put all that weight on that front leg, I would have put him out in the first round or the second
Hmm.
round.
You're laying some heavy, heavy stuff. I guess one of the best parts about this empty arena kind of era is my two favorite fights I've seen so far is yours, and then Justin Gaethje's when he fought Tony
Yeah,
Ferguson at
that
UFC
was awesome.
249. I was not to brag, but I did predict that happening,
No,
but
Gaethje's man, that he's so. I think
man,
he's gonna upset Khabib.
I really, I really believe that he's the man to do it. Dustin Poirier came out and said before the fight that if anyone's going to beat Khabib, it's going to be Justin, and
Yeah, I think he
I
does.
100% believe that now.